All right, can I have a motion to open the work session?
I move to open the work session. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, welcome everybody to our work session of Tuesday, October 24th. We are going to jump right in.
Recording in progress.
Oh, you guys are ready again. All right, can I have a motion to open the work session?
I move to open the work session. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so again, welcome to our work session of Tuesday, October 24th, 2023. We are going to jump right into a discussion of resolutions with regard to end-of-year special permit. So Eric and Sabrina, would you like to walk us through the few minor changes to the resolutions?
Up to you, Eric.
Yeah, I can take you through the neg deck and the deck and two resolutions that are being considered tonight. The final form of neg deck, so the first change in the neg deck is on page 5 of the neg deck. We eliminated the reference to phase 1 environmental site assessment. I'll give you a little bit more information to that once we go through the final changes on the document. The next change on page 9, we just added Westchester County Planning Board in 2 places, and there was a change in the date of a letter from Westchester County Planning Board pursuant to GML Section 239. That date was October 16th, so that's in the final form of the resolution. We also added on page 10, well, that's 10 of the final form. There was the letter from, there were 2 letters from Creighton Manning, one dated October 20th and one dated October 23rd that addressed some of the traffic and parking issues. They responded to some of the AKRF and submissions from the public regarding parking and go through the response regarding the overnight parking requirements of those letters. So those are part of the record that's been reviewed by the town board. The next change was with respect to land. The land reference, and I believe it's page 12 and 13 of the final form, again, reference to the phase 1 environmental site assessment prepared by the applicant was deleted from the document in that section. The next,
just to confirm that, because we're going to require phase 2, the phase 1 really is not necessary.
right, I was going to do a review of that when I finish going through, because it's in another place too, and we can answer any questions that the board has. The next change is on page 14 of the final form. It's under stormwater, wastewater, and drinking water. Under the paragraph beginning currently drainage flows, there's been a sentence added saying, since these improvements have been made, the property in the town drainage system. It's I'm just looking for where it is on the final one. Hold on one second.
I can take it.
So yeah, it starts out in addition, right, the Metro North Railroad drainage.
It's page 14 of 42.
Right, they're surrounding their, in addition, the Metro North Railroad drainage surrounding their train tracks, since these improvements have been made, the property or the town drainage system in proximity of the property have not exhibited flood. So that's been added to the document. There were some minor changes to page 21 of the document. There was a closing of a quotation mark in one of the paragraphs. It's on actually page 20 of the final document. There was a closing of the quotation mark in orientation. Then going on page
34 of 42.
Yep.
There was a missing letter.
Yeah, there was just a missing R in the paragraph beginning the NJ special permit requires. So that was just a minor typo letter. Number 15 on page 37 of the final, let's see, page 36 of the final document, socioeconomics was spelled incorrectly, so that change was made in the final document. And then the final change in section 18 dealing with human health, which is on pages 39 and 40 of the final document. Again, there was a deletion of the reference to the phase one environmental assessment, and then there was a revision that talked about after the first paragraph under human health, it said, based on the environmental assessment form and associated information, there has been no evidence of soil contamination on the site. If and when an application is filed for the development of property under the special permit, the applicant will be required to satisfy minimum requirements for identifying the potential for contaminated soil and groundwater on the project site. This includes undertaking a phase two analysis, including additional testing to evaluate the presence or absence of petroleum products or hazardous substances in the site subsurface, be conducted to ensure that historic uses have not adversely impacted the subsurface conditions at the project site. A phase two analysis will be conducted as part of the future special permit application process. This additional testing is routinely conducted as a project is further developed in regards to geotechnical investigation and borings. So that change was also, those are the changes to the neg deck that were made. And just to clarify, it was determined after analyzing the materials and assessing documents that this board would not necessary to consider and rely upon phase one, because the board is in fact requiring a phase two analysis as part of the special permit application, assuming one is filed, that will require soil borings and a much more in-depth environmental review of the property. Since this proposed action that's being reviewed is the legislation itself, which just allows an additional type of development on the site, there's already as-of-right development allowed on the site that may result in environmental, in phase two being done, or review environmental, underground environmental conditions being done. It was not necessary in order for this board to rely on phase one in order to provide its analysis that there is no environmental impact from this legislation, especially since there's a phase two that is going to be required as part of any special permit before any development can take place. So that's why the change was made with respect to the phase one, and it was not necessary to rely on phase one at this point. So you also have the resolutions in front of you, which I think just they add the additional documentation that's being considered, and they delete the reference to the phase one again. But I think that was really the only change last week on the resolution itself.
So the public understands, is it fair to say that phase two is more enhanced than phase one?
Oh, it's much more intrusive. It requires actual testing of the soils and borings of the soil, whereas phase one is not required intrusive testing of any soil or the property itself.
And theoretically, if it stayed as is, if someone built upon what's already existing, they wouldn't have to do that.
Not if they're not doing any intrusion into the ground. Potentially, if they didn't, it would be an as-right development that may not even require a sewer review. If they're not changing anything in the building, if they're just putting in a new use in the building, it might not even require a sewer review. It might be considered a type 2 at that point. You wouldn't have any sewer review.
Right, so no matter what, we can get those on that side.
Right.
Two stories, three stories, or we would be in the same place.
Right, as long as it was subject to either, as long as it was either unlisted, and I apologize for interrupting. Yeah, as long as it was subject to the environmental review, phase two, would be required for doing development, or may be required for doing development. I can't speculate as to all the levels of development, but if it's being developed with a special permit under this legislation, it's going to require a phase two.
And depending on the results of the phase two analysis, if any sort of contamination was revealed, the developer is bound in the state law to remedy, is that correct?
They would be required to remediate. That they'd be by law now. Whether they would be required to remediate, put it that way. There would have to be a legal process that they go through if they don't want to. But they would be required to remediate. So.
And the DEC oversees.
Right, the DEC would oversee that and require the owner or any prior owners to actually be responsible for remediating as well. So.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
I don't know, Sabrina, if you want to add anything with respect to the requirements on the site.
No, I think you covered it very well. Thank you, Eric.
All right, so I think we can move to the next.
The next topic on the
Do you want me to read it? a regular meeting, or are you okay?
Oh, I don't care. One question.
Alright, I'll leave it.
Okay. Oh, yeah, we don't, we'd like you to stay with the regular.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yep, okay.
Thank you. The next thing on the agenda is review of the catalyst contract. So this is, we mentioned it last week. This is the successor agreement to ask, so this is the foundational document, foundational contract that runs on assessment software that then feeds into, our tax programs. They've been working on this, getting an update to, this software for since 2017. It is $22,000 for annual support and hosting, and $13,000 for conversion of 10 years of solar data. And it's being paid through capital. When it comes to expenditures, over $10,000, we bring it to the board so that they're aware of the larger expenses, the money that's being spent, and how it's going to be
It seems like it's.
Yeah, the next thing is probably, so it's actually not ready for, we table that and maybe. The next is the Nickel Dam agency notice. It's not really here. As the board is aware, we have been, in the midst of decommissioning the Nickel Dam, and they are trying to get closer to actually doing the work. This will require a secret review, and it will process and it will require the warranty, the secret process. And it's just to review for the board, we will be decommissioning the dam and draining the water out of it. We will need to test the sediment to see whether or not it can stay on the property or not to be removed. And is the plan to replant the area, basically to sort of do something. The next is a series of administrative items. So, payment of claims, adoption of minutes for September 2023, adoption of monthly report for September 2023, and what they handed out to you, the resolution authorizing the town of Newcastle to establish WISP, which is the Length of Service Program, and this is we have spoken of this before. This is the actual resolution that needs to be approved by the board this evening. It requires, even after this resolution is approved, the state law requires a mandatory referendum. So it means that we need to hold a special election. It's supposed to be on Wednesday, December 6th. There will be here at town hall, we'll have a single polling place from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. to see the vote running the election. We have, ordered machines, we ordered books, we ordered, election inspectors. Let's see, the monthly service board payment that we are proposing is equal to, $20 a month for each year of service award program, which would be $240 per year, per year of service.
Yeah, just as part of this, the next step will be, once, assuming we adopt this, the next step will be to have the actual proposition that will be part of the ballot for December 6th. So that'll happen in the next meeting. So we're working with pamphlets for that language, but sometimes very specific, and oftentimes you see the same resolution, but it's not necessary, but that's the next step, because I guess it's still working on the numbers and figures, so I understand that will come in tomorrow for this week, I understand. We'll take that and craft it into a resolution with a proposition on it next week, and we'll still be in time for the December 6th meeting.
So that would be, on, Wednesday the 8th.
Correct.
Okay, so the special elections will be on December 6th.
Yes, it's a Wednesday.
Time?
It goes 7 a.m. to 7.
And this is not subject to secret type 2, so just, we're nothing more on that.
Great. Let's see. The next is authorization to use town property where the latest, little thing to set up tables outside the shop, farmers market, cafe, games with music. Next is approval of Halloween block party on Cash. Authorization to obtain bids for our recreation, field infield project, that will be donating the park field, will be exchanged next year. DPW is actually asking, the board for a noise waiver. We're doing the noise board treatment project and we still haven't put it in here.
For how long? 2 days. Monday to Friday, and Saturday if necessary.
Other than the club there, there aren't too many homes around there, right?
So it's just the thing is that DPW is up and running. Oh, I'm sorry, this is really working.
So there was soccer outside, so we were there. Yeah, I don't think there are any homes really around Middleborough.
I think just Cabin Ridge, the closest to, so that's actually.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
okay.
No.
And you've got the state DOT yard, and the DOT regular yard that,
Right.
you know, social summary, that those operations start at 7 in the morning, so. And the Taconic is pretty busy by then as well. Okay, let's see, what else we up to? Next is authorization to approve the annual service and support contract, which is DNR, a really unfortunate acronym, but it's our contract, it's a terrific vendor who takes it and makes sure that that the sound system and movie screen, things like that are operational at the Java Performing Arts Center. Next is authorization to use town property for an Eagle Scout project. They'd like to do a book collection, so it's gonna be a big thing that's downstairs in the lobby. That project. We'd like to extend a contract bid for the sidewalk snow removal for the Chappaqua parking district. It's with Wickham Landscapers. We've been really happy with that. The option to renew for another year. Let's see. Next is authorization to accept a proposal for supplemental services to the chat line. This is for our consultant, Barton Rodriguez, Lee Jones, who's actually going to be speaking with the Board of Ed later this evening on our behalf and explaining the project. So for her time to be able to take and do that, we just need another agreement on that. Authorization to accept the annual contract for impact records management system. This is the records management system for police, and it's just our annual contract, again, a little on the pricey side, so we bring it to the board. It's a $40,000 annual renewal.
But we budgeted for that.
Absolutely, yeah. Next is authorization to use town vehicles for ski trips. This is an authorization that usually comes through me, but whenever we have a vehicle that goes out, they need specific authorization. So certainly they have it, this is so that there can be a separate car that drives around with the buses. Authorization to approve our partners in safety agreement. This is drug and alcohol testing and also free employment disciplines for our staff. Next is banner request for Community Day. Eric is very efficient.
Wow.
That's probably.
It's unbelievable.
He called me the day after.
September 14th, right?
Yeah.
Alright, because it's going up the week of the 7th, so there you go. Next is authorization to approve the 2023 shared services INA. We have a grant that we apply for with 18 other, it's a total of 18 municipalities in Westchester County, for the grant for this recycling app that's on our phone. You can find out whether or not who accepts a particular item for recycling. If it's not a recycling center, then the Cameron County Recycling Center, and The conventional wisdom is that it really helps with, to increase recycling and people know where to bring their stuff. Next is authorization to, use town property, that's the garden club, they'd like to use Amsterdam to, take into their youth exploration, it's gonna be November 26th through the 28th.
And where are they doing that?
On the second floor. There's an building, but they will be dry and protected from the elements, so they know that. They will dress warm.
Okay.
Yeah, so I already got approval from Tom Cole that he's okay with the keeping it no more than 12 people, and we'll make sure that we clear the spot for them. Authorization to approve note to prevent contract. So these are pass-through expenditures for Newcastle United for Youth. They're required to have it approved by the board, their board approves expenditures.
Yeah, we don't actually.
The money does not come from the town. They have a separate $125,000.
Just kind of the administrator.
Next is authorization to approve a change order for Getty Park. This is unusual because it's an underrun, so the contract is actually less.
Oh, wow. How about that?
Nothing like that.
I didn't.
But
I don't think I've ever seen that.
it is a rare occurrence. It's called an underrun, just in case anybody. Next time somebody
Okay,
asks you
more.
at a cocktail party, it's not an overrun, it's an underrun. Next is authorization to support WIMS in the purchase of the additional flight car as of June 24th. We spoke about this last time, and the board agreed that it was an important expenditure, and we were able to, Rob was terrific, and was able to find money in the budget for it, so as of June 2024, we will have another flight car, which will reduce response times of our ambulances, which is great.
And for the public, how would you know it's actually a car that does fly?
Other municipalities also approved this for the 6 months.
Yes.
Right.
When is the sort
Tomorrow.
when is it? Tomorrow?
We're meeting this tomorrow morning, so,
Okay.
just so that we can tell them that we formally approved the resolution. And the last thing is an informational memo regarding this in regards to fee. So just so the board is aware, we are very serious about our procurement policy, and when we have expenditures that are over X amount of dollars, depending on what it is, we go out and get multiple bids. This happened to be a situation where we brought a truck to be fixed. It was under the threshold. When they got it up on the list and we started looking at it, they realized that whatever needed to be fixed there was a whole lot more wrong. So instead of taking and bringing the truck, at that point the truck couldn't be brought back. We were giving the additional expenditure just to meet the fix the truck and have it be operational.
So
it ended up
workshop
being, over
is happening in there?
$10,000.
Yeah, but they're gonna be done in a minute, and then they're gonna
So I got to skip the workshop.
In our situation, so.
Oh, the state, what?
John's that next meeting, John? Or is that a separate resolution?
Oh, to stay home with the kids. Tonight, I'll go fetch.
Oh, we weren't going to approve that, remember?
Oh, it's not an approval, it's just
Okay.
yeah, thanks. And that is all I have for administrative items.
Never seen most of them.
Any questions? Anyone? No, we're clear.
Alright. Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Alright, thank you everyone, we're gonna move to the town board meeting. Thank you. Okay, welcome everybody to the town board meeting of Tuesday, October 24th. Can I please have a motion to open the meeting?
Motion to open the meeting. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are going to actually start the meeting, instead of announcements. We are going to, start it with something very exciting. At this time, I want to welcome, to the meeting tonight, the members of the Polly Cooper chapter of the National Society of the Daughters of the American Revolution. The chapter was established May 5th, 2017 in Chappaqua. And the Daughters of the American Revolution is a nonprofit, non-political volunteer service organization comprising 3,000 chapters worldwide, founded with the purpose of preserving the memory and spirit of those who contributed to securing American independence. The Polly Cooper chapter accomplishes this by supporting initiatives in patriotism, education, literacy, historic preservation, conservation, and genealogy research. So members of the chapter are here tonight to present a community service award to our very own Marion Williams for her contributions to the town of Newcastle community. So I want to say congratulations and welcome everyone up.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Marion. All right, you first. Okay, and yes, of course. I'm Kim McCrae. I'm the Historic Preservation Chairperson of the Polly Cooper chapter. And hopefully I'm close enough to the microphone. On behalf,
You know what? Yeah, just
We can take it out.
okay, and then we'll, thank you. Okay, on behalf of the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution and members of the Polly Cooper chapter of Chappaqua, New York, we are excited to present a community service award to Marion Williams. Marion's dedicated volunteer service to her community in the town of Newcastle is evidenced by her service in many ways. Specifically, her volunteering with the Take It or Leave It shed, where Marion assisted in the organization's setup, receiving, organizing donations, helping quote shoppers, and cleaning up from the day's activities. She volunteers for more than 125 hours each year. Additionally, Marion volunteers with the Newcastle Historical Society in many capacities. For example, working with local school children to coordinate tours, in the research room facilitating research of family history, maps, etc. that assist the public in their historical research. Marion volunteers with many other organizations in the town of Newcastle. Thank you, Marion, for your dedication to the community members. You are well deserving of this recognition. A donation in your name has been sent to the Newcastle Historical Society designated to support the research room.
Nice. Thing to say that this is an honor and this is an honor and I thank you. And what's important to me is that I get to work with Kari Weiss, who is a smart, kind, fun, and superbly organized trustee of the Historical Society, especially on our project in the Greeley House, reorganizing the research room to make it more attractive and make the contents more accessible. The DAR does such good work researching and supporting history and genealogy. The DAR has an extra unrelated meaning in our family, since we have a daughter named Dar, who was quite startled when she first saw a brochure about the organization as a small child. Thank you, Kari, RJ, and I shall continue working to live up to this honor through the Newcastle Historical Society and Tioli.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we all come take a picture with you too?
Thank you, Lisa.
We're gonna come down and take a picture with all of you.
I'm like the best photographer in the world. I'm like running a joke in my family. I know. But like I did.
And Marion, I just wanna say that you are a gem of our community and we are so lucky to have you in Newcastle.
behind you, hold on.
That is so
Just
sweet.
leave that for a
Thank you,
moment.
Susan. You're a very special guest.
Sponge in, please.
All right, everyone, let's smile.
One, two, hey, get out of the way. Alright, 1, 2, 3, okay, do a couple here, hold on. And then I still have to do Lisa's. Okay, that's one camera. Second camera, hold on.
Wait, your fingers in front of the.
And then one last one, hold on. Excellent.
Thank
Alright,
Thank
that's
you.
yours.
Those pictures? I don't
RJ,
understand.
that Viola
One more,
and
one more.
great job.
One more? Okay.
One more.
Did everybody hear
Oh,
this?
please. Yes. Okay. Oh, one more picture.
Line it up,
okay.
ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, one, do a couple over there, and then one last one, okay? 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations, Marion.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Working with having
course.
fun with these various things.
My daughter's
Great
a
job.
photographer.
Yeah, of course anybody.
You can send that to me.
And she thought the scavenger hunt was fantastic, so whatever idea that was a big hit. I learned a lot about hers, really, in the last 4 days.
I'll talk to you.
My son loved it. Of course. Did you know he was only 61 when he died?
Thank you so much.
I didn't, thank you. Did you know that he had 2 children that died before the age? And I was like, well, that's very. Congratulations. She learned a lot.
Take it personally that no one wants to stay.
That's great.
Nice.
That was lovely.
She really is a gem for in
fabulous.
Newcastle and we're so lucky to have her.
You're doing something right.
Alright, so we are going to move, are there any announcements? Okay, supervisors report, I just wanted to thank our recreation department for, the Ragamuffin Parade and everything they're doing this time of year to make our kids happy, so thank you very much. In terms of Community Corner, I just wanted to congratulate Daniel Dolch for becoming an Eagle Scout, which is a huge honor and a lot of work, so congratulations, that was actually and then Gray Williams, we're wishing you a happy birthday. He can't hear us anymore, but a happy birthday to Gray Williams, our town historian and wife of and husband of the honoree here tonight. And also a happy birthday to our very own Jeremy Saland. We are honored that you wanted to spend your birthday with us tonight, and we're gonna keep you here as long as possible to prolong the fun.
Second.
Alright, so now anything from the town administrator's report? Okay, so we are going to then move right to public comment and new business. If anyone has any public comment or new business who's sitting here, please come on up to the microphone. Alright, is there anyone online? Okay, thank you. Alright, so we are going to move right to a public hearing on a local law to amend chapter 123 regarding full stop and yield streets. Can I please have a motion to open that public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright,
Lena,
Lino, do you wanna talk to us about this?
I don't have the copy of local laws, Madam Supervisor, in my packet, so you prepared this one.
Okay.
So,
I know that the chief, so we received numerous, complaints about some various dangerous intersections, and our police chief and the police department came out and analyzed those intersections, and they did propose that we amend the list of our streets that have full stop and yield signs on them to add a stop sign to Douglas Road, to add a stop sign to Ridge Road, to add 2 yield signs on Taylor Road, and to add a yield sign on Tripp Street. So we can open that up if anyone has any public comment on any of those additions. All right, no one here. Is there anyone online who has a public comment?
No hands are raised online.
Okay, thank you. So I would, given that I don't anticipate this being too contentious a change to our local law, I would recommend that we close the public hearing, leaving it open for written comments until noon on the Monday, the 30th. Can someone make that motion?
So moved.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and now we are going to just move to our resolutions. Holly, would you like to start us off?
Yes. I move to adopt the items 1 through 20 as listed in the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I move to approve the payment of claims in the amount of $1,685,237.86 listed on the summary pre-check writing report and detailed voucher detail report, both dated October 20th, 2023. Checks will be issued and mailed to each claimant listed on Wednesday, October 25th, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I move to appoint the following individuals as members of the Beautification Advisory Board for a 3-year term, effective November 1st, 2023 through October 31st, 2026. Lori Morton, Robin O'Connor, Helene Britt Cabot, Michael Lader, Dorothy Vendito, Dawn Roan, Fran Osborne.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And thank
Many
you all
thanks.
for your service.
I move to authorize the hiring of Danny Aguirre and Jonathan Crespo-Loja for the position of seasonal labor within the Recreation and Parks Department at the hourly rate of $18 per hour effective October 30th, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do you wanna go?
Sure. I move to authorize the promotion of Michael Belmonte to the position of heavy motor equipment operator within the Department of Public Works Highway Unit at the annual salary of $87,885.44 effective October 30th, 2023.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I move to authorize the hiring of the following individuals for the position of recreation attendant within the Recreation and Parks Department to serve as ski trip chaperones at the corresponding rates as indicated below, effective January 5th, 2023.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I move to accept the resignation of Suparna Banerjee, Kimberly Carey, Porfirio Gonzowitz, Pat Pollock, Sean Smith, and Young Jun Yoon from the Committee on Race, Equity, and Inclusion, effective October 2023. I thank them for their service.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No.
Hmm?
I said no.
You're not accepting their resignation?
Okay.
All right. Moving on.
Want me to keep going?
Vicky, do you wanna do this one or do you wanna do this?
I can do
Why
this
don't
one.
you do this and Vicky will do
Okay,
that?
fine. I move to adopt the resolution adopting negative declaration for the NG 0 special permit 2023-5.
We'll move right to the whereas, the resolve clauses.
As illustrated below.
It's a lot of whereas clauses.
Okay, fine. Now therefore it is hereby resolved that after due discussion and deliberation, the town board as lead agency has identified all relevant areas of environmental concern and potential impacts arising from the proposed action as considered in light of the concept plans, the completed environmental assessment form, and all the aforementioned documentation, recommendations, professional guidance, and public comment. Having assessed those potential impacts under the criteria set forth in 6 NYCRR section 617.7C, the town board hereby determines There are no significant adverse environmental impacts associated with the proposed action and proposed project. Therefore, preparation of an environmental impact statement is not required for the reasons stated in the attached negative declaration as appended hereto. And it is further resolved that this resolution and the attached negative declaration shall constitute the town board's valuation of the magnitude and importance of project impacts and reasons in support of the determination of significance required under Part 3 of the EAF. It is further resolved that, based on the foregoing findings, the proposed action will result in no significant adverse impacts on the environment, and therefore an environmental impact statement need not be prepared. Accordingly, this negative declaration is issued. It is further resolved that in the event that a proposed application for an NG0 special permit is submitted that is materially different than as set forth in the concept plans or is determined to have environmental impacts that were not considered as part of the instant environmental review, that a further environmental review and a revised environmental determination will be required with respect to such application.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Do you wanna do the next one?
Okay, I move to adopt the resolution to adopt a local law creating NG0 special permit 2023-5. Whereas application was made to the town board of the town of Newcastle to submit a zoning change petition as presented in further detail in the resolutions, in the resolution packet. We'll go to yeah. Now therefore be it resolved that after due discussion and deliberation, the town board of trustees of the town of Newcastle hereby adopts local law. The number's not there.
Yeah.
Local law of 2023, adding a new provision to town code section 60-430.0, establishing a new special permit for a mixed-use residential building that would significantly exceed current energy efficiency standards and serve as a model for sustainable development, would be known as NG0 special permit as set forth in the form of local law submitted to the town board dated August 4, 2023. Be it further resolved that the town board finds that the local law adding the NG0 special permit will be beneficial to the welfare of the community by encouraging energy efficient and sustainable development of the property that would not otherwise be required under the town zoning code requirements, as well as promoting affordable and workforce housing measures that will also provide significant benefits to the community. Be it further resolved that the town board finds that the concept plan presented by the applicant provides a model upon which it can rely as a basis for the proposed development of the property based on design features as further stated in the resolutions packet. And be it further resolved that to the extent any architectural or design features included in the concept plan are not included in any application for an NG0 special permit at the property, that it is recognized that pursuant to town code section 60-430B, when reviewing any special permit application, the town board has discretion to require substantial compliance with such features or require architectural or design features that are determined to be in harmony with the appropriate and orderly development of the North Greeley Avenue district, and that will not hinder or discourage the appropriate development and use of adjacent land and buildings.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you.
We need the language for the last one.
We have it, it's separate.
Yeah, it was handed out in the
Here, Jeremy,
and we also
pass
just
this down.
you should have something in your email for the Minkle Dam, the wording for the
The lead
Minkle Dam.
agency resolution.
Okay. Whereas proposal has been made to establish a service award program for active volunteer members of the Chappaqua Volunteer Ambulance Corps, also known as CVAC. As reflected below. It's a little different, huh? Throwing me a curveball on my birthday.
Sorry.
Should I just go to 10?
Can you skip down to the?
Yeah, what I would say for the motion is just really a motion to propose a volunteer ambulance service award program. And that motion would be to set a mandatory referendum and vote on that LoSAP award program on Wednesday, December 6th, 2023, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. in this assembly room in Newcastle Town Hall, 200 South Greeley Avenue, Chappaqua, New York, 10514, to determine whether such service award program shall be established effective January 1, 2024. And it's set forth in this resolution, and that will be the motion that you adopt.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And just for the record, this is a type 2 action, so no environmental review is required.
And we are
Thank you.
incredibly grateful for all your
Yes.
feedback. Incredibly.
Yes, very much.
And the board should have an additional resolution with regard to Minkle Dam.
Yes,
I've got
I'm
it.
just gonna let Mark make.
Hi guys, so
statement.
my name is Mark Herschel, I'm the captain of Chappaqua Volunteer Ambulance Corps. I wanna thank everyone for passing this motion tonight. As you know, in New York State, EMS is not considered essential. I know that in this town and with this board, we are essential. And just to give you some examples, just today, we've been on 6 calls. 5 of them came between 4:30 this morning and 10:35 this morning. Those calls included 2 falls, 1 patient who had COVID, 1 person had difficulty breathing, 1 patient with chest pain, and 1 person who was unresponsive. We had another call this afternoon for a person having heart palpitations. Last week, we had a number of calls. 2 of them involved people needing CPR, and 1 involved a person having a stroke in our ambulance. So clearly, what we do is important, and I know you recognize that. And having a LoSAP program will help us in a number of ways. 1, it will help us to recruit members, it will help us to retain members, and most importantly, it will help us to motivate members. Hopefully, people will work harder to earn their LoSAP, and we think this will be a great addition to our community, and we thank you very much for this. I should also add that I would have more people here from CVAC tonight. My members are actually doing training tonight on how to deal with opioid victims. So they're not here because they're training, but we all appreciate your efforts very much. And certainly I want to thank Jill and Rob very much for all your efforts in getting this to this day. So thank you very much.
Thank you, we're
Thank
happy to do it.
you. Thanks, Mark. Alright, we have one more resolution.
Yeah.
Do you have that?
Yep. I move to adopt the following resolution, whereas Town of Newcastle is proposing to decommission the Upper Minkle Dam, aka Croton Road Dam and Dike, by lowering the water level, removing stonework for passage of water, constructing a weir, establishing a channel, retaining sediments on site, and promoting growth of native vegetation within the impoundment area. Whereas Town of Newcastle as owner of the dam should declare lead agency status, commencing a coordinated review for this unlisted action in accordance with the State Environmental Quality Review Act, and now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the Town of Newcastle is declared lead agency for the purposes of environmental review with respect to the Upper Minkle Dam decommissioning project, and be it further resolved that the town clerk is hereby directed to distribute letter of intent to involved and interested agencies.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anything else? Can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
Second.
So moved.
Well, there was no motion, right?
Oh,
You
sorry.
just
I
moved.
so moved it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
And we will see you all, we don't have a meeting next week for